Hi guys, Emily here. This is my second week doing this, so hi. Today I'm kind of in a brain fizzled mood. It's really hot. Well, really hot for me. I'm not used to the hot weather here. And you know, it's kind of like my brain has been dead today, so I'm not exactly going to go too deep on anything. However, I do really want to talk about the fandom, especially the Tumblr-based fandom. For the Monkees. It seems to me that the Monkees fandom on Tumblr tends to be the kind of more organized fandom, if you know what I mean. They're very good at sharing the photos they have, you know, with a lot of their scans. I guess that's what they're called. A lot of the scans, with magazines, all that. They're very good at sharing the multimedia they have, which is something that it's hard to find in a lot of fandom. It's very hard to find. Another thing that I've noticed is that the Monkees fandom tends to have this sort of edge to it. I mean, they're the the hardcore fans with the fan bases, well, not fan bases, fan sites that are very closely knitted and very tight, I guess I should say. They interact with each other a lot. And then the Monkees fandom is kind of frayed in the way that if you take a look at the Beatles fandom or the other classic rock sub-fandoms, they're very organized. They're very, this is one clump, this is another clump. While there may be some interaction and some overlap, it's very oriented. You know, obviously people skip around. Like, I'm one of those people that skips around. Originally, I was a Beatles blog. Then I was into the Monkees, then Led Zeppelin, The Who. Now I'm kind of a floater. But I guess you could say my blog is relatively Who-based now. But, you know, there are some very set blogs, if you know what I'm saying. I might just sound like a mad woman right now. Who cares? But it does seem like it's very frayed. There are a lot of people who, regardless of what classic rock fandom they're a part of on Tumblr, they generally like the Monkees and will partake in the fandom-ish activities. You know, Karen and I are examples of that, you know. We both got relatively Who-based blogs and are also in the Monkees fandom. But yeah, it's interesting. I almost shocked by that because if you look at some of the other major fandoms on Tumblr, like the Supernatural or the Glee fandom, with the exception of like Super Wholock, which is Supernatural, Doctor Who, and Sherlock, there's very little interaction between them. Obviously, fans can be in multiple fandoms, but there's nothing to the extent of what we have here, especially with the Monkees fandom. So I find that very cool. I really like how the Monkees fandom works. You know, I mean, there are obviously disagreements, like with the slash ships and things like that, but it seems like they're a very communal fandom. They very much enjoy each other, I guess, is the wording for it. They seem very familial. They have these little friendships that are very enviable in other fandoms that we don't get as much. And it's quite nice to look at. I mean, the fan sites, the two big fan sites, kind of interact with each other, which is very, like, comforting in a way because it does make it seem like a family. And that's a very nice thing to have, especially on the internet where, you know, people can get a little weird and things can be a little scary. So I guess I've been rambling a lot. And you might not want to hear me ramble, especially as this tends to be senseless, as I am very tired. So I'm going to let you go now. But if you have any thoughts about how the Monkees fandom interacts, just comment or send me, shoot me a message on Tumblr. You know, I love talking about fandom interaction, and I think the social hierarchy in fandoms is great and so much fun to talk about. So yeah, if you're interested in that too, just send me a message, you know? I'd love to talk to you. Alright, bye guys!